Just quickly going to show you my bigger bit of land here. I'll just show you where I've come from. Took my bicycle up that road. There is our famous roadkill road, and opposite you cross over and that's where I live. Literally a minute on the bike. And there's my trusty bike there, look at it. Walls built last year. Just the front part has been sand and cement. It looks filthy now, but there's no point in painting it if I'm selling the land. And then before the wall was built, there was about 250, no, about 300 maybe, 280 lorry loads of earth dumped here and just spread out, flattened out. At the moment, cousin John is using it to dry his rice out. He's got no land to dry his rice out on. He's got bundles here. He's got bundles out. Good year for him. He's only 18, cousin, and he doubles up as our driver. Last year he passed his test and bought a brand new car at 17 years old. He put a deposit down and he's paying payments on it. So basically, when we need to go somewhere, we just he lives opposite us. Go across there and he gives a lift. Obviously, we pay him whatever. Just the petrol money and a little bit more. It helps him to pay the payments off. Nice, he's still at school. Unbelievable. Right, that's me dirty old wall. The front wall, as I say, is all sand and cemented, so that was going to be painted a decent colour, and then this dish was just going to be left and flowers or whatever, not flowers, like vegetables and fruit trees and that going to be put all across the front of it. I come up here the other week, but where it overgrown for so long, I couldn't do a vlog of it. So John's, because he's using the land, he's got somebody to come in and cut the grass for us to flatten it out. This is our pond, come swimming pool. And what we're going to do, it looks really ugly, doesn't it? Normally it's right up to the top here, you can't see, but what we're going to do is just stock it with fish and obviously to eat basically, and then all down that side was all going to be vegetables and then maybe a couple of chickens, a pig. So we would have been living like the good life. I'll just cut the end a bit here. As I say, last week I come up here, you couldn't get down here because it was, well, it's taller than me, all this grass. Well, that ain't odd, is it really? It was 4 inches tall. I just want to show you over the other side of this land, how low this bit here, what I'm standing on was, our bit. I don't know if you can get the bearings on it. That's the little wall, it's only 2 bricks high there. And that's basically how low the bit of land I'm standing on, our bit of land now. You've got to raise it up because if it rains, it just floods. It needs to be higher than the road level that I've just come off of. Otherwise, as I say, it'll just flood. But the land is sort of too big for me, really. Even though it's looking quite nice now, it's just too big for me. And I don't want to come up here and retire up here and spend like a day a week mowing the lawn, or and another day a week doing maintenance on the house or something, and then another 20 minutes painting that front wall. Not for me, I'm not here for that. I'm here for laying on hammocks drinking alcohol. That's my plan, and it's disrupting my plan. And I think we're going to build the house, see where that rice starts about there, and then it would go to them cut the 3 buckets over there, the house would have done. Nothing big, it would only been a couple of bedrooms, a couple of ensuite bathrooms. I must admit though, the view here, I'm just going to show you around the view. I'll keep quiet so you can take the view in, alright? I'll shut my mouth for 2 minutes. I can't, I've got to talk, sorry. It looks lovely, doesn't it? Right down here, right in that corner you're looking at, few miles down there is where I go my bike ride down to the 7-Eleven a couple of 3 times a week. The view's something else, isn't it? And you can't hear, because you're far enough way back from Roadkill Road, you can't hear it. You can't hear the traffic, I should say. But just coming back here now, looking at it, I'm like in two minds. It was a joint decision not to build here, but encouraged by me really, because as I say, I thought it was going to be too much maintenance on it. And obviously the other bit of land I showed you, I don't know when, a couple of 3 weeks ago, that's half the size of it, of this here. So it'll probably start, hold on, let's go back. It'll probably start, the land, what I'm going to build on, will probably start from here, about here like that, and then it'll go right round again to about here, which I think's big enough for a small house, a little bit of growing stuff for a couple of vegetables, a few fruit trees. I think that's ample really. Hardly any neighbours around here, so quiet, peaceful. It does smell a little bit though of buffalo dung. I suppose you've got to get used to that. You can't start moaning about the smell, can you? Anyway, that's about it really. They used to have pigs over here opposite, and they used to really smell for some reason. I don't know if you can tell as well, that's the main road in here, as I say, and it's probably about 6 inches higher than the main road. So as I say, we're hoping it ain't going to flood. It's on the market at the moment for how much is it on the market for? 900,000 bahts, which is about just over 20 grand. I mean, I won't get that for it. If I get an offer of about 800,000, I'll take it straight away. The thing is, it don't seem a lot, but 800,000 will last me at least 3, maybe 4 years out here. If I had no other income, that'd last 4 years. I think we paid 320,000 for the land. Then we had to raise it up with the lorry loads of earth. Then we built that wall around it. I think it stands us in about 500,000. So if I get 900 or 800,000 for that, I'm really happy. We've had no offers. In fact, to be honest with you, the fellow opposite who used to have the pigs, he phoned his daughter up. She lives overseas somewhere, I don't know, Singapore or something. And we said originally we wanted $1 million for it, and she said it was too expensive. And she's not coming back to Thailand for a few more years. She needs to earn a bit more money before she comes back to Thailand. But if it's still on the market then, because I say I'm in no hurry to sell it. If it's still on the market then, I'll see what she says. Right, that's about it for me. Larger bit of land. The views are nice, aren't they? I've got to go now. See this little house over here? This is a house, believe it or not. We was going to buy this plot of land here. One of Dill's friends' aunties owns it, but there's no point in me explaining. It's just such an awkward, horrible shape that we decided not to. And I think she wanted quite a bit of money for it. And we was going to knock that house down and build quite a nice house right at the end there, and have this as a bit of a garden. But as I say, we decided not to. I think for the best really, because that bit of land we got here is 100 times better. But I've got to go now. Great day, vlog soon.